Hello, 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 and welcome to the room. Let's get everyone in the room. I'm just letting everyone come and join us. So, welcome. Where are you coming from in the world? Always fascinating. Thanksgiving Day in America today. I had to Google what Thanksgiving was all about. I didn't actually know. Right, let's get everyone in. Just trying to get everyone into the room. Okay, are we ready to rock and roll? Where's everyone? I can see Fiona's from Johannesburg. Anyone else? Come on, let us know where you're from. So attendees can chat with everyone, and panelists can chat with everyone. Okay, so we got Johannesburg, we got Richard from Joburg, we got Gary from Joburg. Wow, lots of Joburg people. Susana, are you with us? Can you hear us? Are we good to go? Nope, she's not yet. Right to panelist. Susana, if you can hear me, you would normally need to accept that you should be good now. Johannesburg, Boksburg, UK Midlands, Johannesburg, Mauritius, UK, Midrand, Joburg. Hello, hello. Okay, you just muted there, Susana.
Hello?
Yep, that's it. We got you.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
We got you. We got you.
Yay! So happy to be here.
Today's been one of those days. Susanna was actually up in my part of the world, and I had to get her to the airport, and then she nearly missed her plane, and then like getting her down to Cape Town. So it's been a lastminute.com. So anyway, wonderful to have you, and I'm glad you're here and online and live with us. So welcome.
I'm so excited to be here online, and I see there's lots of South Africans in the room tonight. Hello and welcome. And I see a lot of people. Hey, there's somebody, even Alan. I'm in Hout Bay at the moment as well. So I've just landed in Cape Town from Knysna and come straight through to my parents. I'm supposed to be having dinner with them and visiting them. But when Scott and I chatted about the opportunity of connecting with all of you, I was like, Mom, Dad, you're going to have to wait. I know I've been away, but I need to connect with this beautiful community. So it's so great to be here. A nice day in Hout Bay today. Absolutely. And South Coast and Surrey. Oh, I love Surrey in the UK. I've been there, Michael. It's really, really beautiful. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Pam. Hi, Pam. Hi, Craig. Hello, Alan. Hello, Simon. Hello, Renee. Yay. Hopefully, we'll get to connect with each and every one of you throughout this evening. I know Scott and I are super excited to help you rather than just spend frivolously on Black Friday, because I know a lot of people want to take advantage of these deals. But isn't it more, I don't know, more future thinking, more empowered to actually invest in yourselves and creating an abundant 2025? So I think that's both Scott and my aligned vision for each and every one of you is to help you create the most abundant 2025 that we absolutely can. Scott, do you want to add anything to that, or should I go into
No,
some?
no, no. I do. I think there's two things that I want to. So the first thing that I wanted to say was actually today we had lunch, and I was looking up last night what Thanksgiving Day was all about. And one of the things I learned today, I didn't know this, but in America the tradition is to be grateful for things that have happened to you in the year. And so for me, abundance has a lot to do with gratitude, actually, and being happy, etc. And I just thought, considering it's Thanksgiving Day in America, like that whole attitude of gratitude is really, really awesome. So that'd be my first point. My second point would be, how many people actually know where Black Friday comes from? Does anyone know? Do you even know, Susanna? Where does it actually come from?
What wasn't it, the Depression?
So it was actually created. So these online kind of sales days, It was actually created by Alibaba. So Alibaba created it. I'm talking the whole online space, etc. And
Yeah.
that's pivoted through now. So it started with Alibaba in 20 odd years ago in China, and then America had to get its own version. And because of Thanksgiving, they put it, and it basically became Black Friday, etc. And blah blah blah. There's a whole lot of history to it. But in simple terms, it's been designed by the industry to make sales. So whichever way you cut the cookie, it's all about sales, it's all about marketing, and it's all about getting people to get results. So what I wanted to do though is that we were talking about it, and we've been talking about collaborating. We were on stage about 3 months ago, 3 months ago. I really enjoyed the session that we had together, and resonating and sharing with our joint communities. And then you shared something. I'm on one of your courses, which I absolutely love. And I'm only halfway through it, and I'm really, really enjoying it. But you shared something in that course that I found was fascinating. And you were talking about, what does the year of 2024 mean, and where are we at energetically, and what does it mean as we go into 2025? And I literally was sitting there, and we were talking about Black Friday and how people do all these specials and everything else. And I was like, Susana, that's it. There's the message. So just share with people in simple terms why this is important, and then we can get into the how and the what.
Okay. All right. So, for those of you that do know me, hi, by the way, for those of you that don't know me,
just because it'll be interesting. So if you don't know Susana, just put in there no, and if you do know, yes. We're going to do the same thing with me just now. But it'd be interesting to know how many of you know or don't, so that we can judge how long our introductions have to be.
yes, no, yes. Yes, no, yes. Yes, no, yes. I think it's pretty divided, Scott. I think it's sort of 50-50. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, lots more yeses. Yay. So for those of you that do know me, yay, and welcome back. For all of those that don't know me, hi, and so excited to connect with you guys. I'm a transformational facilitator, and I'll tell you more about my story later on. But the important thing that I want you guys to just understand of my perspective when I come into these things is that I work with not only traditional knowledge and ancient wisdom, but I also work with energy and vibration. I channel. And then I bring together all of the years of personal development that I've done, life experience, and then the channeling and communicating with the universe, as well as then checking in with different masters that are brilliant in different areas. And then I collectively take that information and bring it to my community. So one of the things that I love to do, because I am constantly communicating with the universe, and so my guides will give me information, and it will come through as affirmations by me. Like, the universe is always speaking to us. The universe is always communicating with you. And some people say it's as obvious as like, hey, I saw this sign, and it literally is a billboard. And then there's other times where you maybe are reading a book, or you're listening to a podcast, or you're having a conversation, and this little light in you goes off, and there's this resonance. You guys know this feeling? Please just say, hell yeah. We're all for a good hell yeah, guys, by the way. If you know this feeling of like having that thing switch on in you, hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay, good. Yay, we're on the same page. So what I do is I'll have these conversations with the universe. I'll have these things drop in. And then I'll have other people come to me, or other situations come to me, to affirm that is the message that the universe really needs to work with. And then I'll share it with my community. So that's kind of part of the way that I work. And so one of the things that I love to look at is cross-referencing things like numerology and astrology and human design and all of these tools that we have at our fingertips. Like Dolly Parton said, get to know yourself and do it on purpose. I love that broad. She's amazing, because we should all be getting to know ourselves and doing it on purpose. And these are tools that allow us to do that. But they not only allow us to get to know ourselves, but also the universe and what's happening collectively, energetically. So 2024, if you add it up in numerology, is the number 8. Now, the number 8 is all about abundance, expansion, okay? And we're going into 2025, which is the number 9, which is completion. But why this is so beautiful is because I'd love to know who here experienced the abundance and expansion that they were looking for in 2024. Just be honest, like, yes, I did. I'm the king of the world. Or, oh, I'm on my way. Or, no, not at all. That was the most challenging year of my life. Because can I tell you, nope, no, we got one yes, okay, not so much, 50-50, eek. Right. So, guys, this year for me personally, although it was on in a universal sense, a year of expansion. The expansion that I kind of saw was more of an interpersonal expansion. It wasn't an expansion in terms of wealth, the way that we perceive wealth, which is often finances. Right? But wealth is not only finances. Wealth is growth. Wealth is expansion. Wealth is a lifestyle. Wealth is attracting the right people into your life so that you can have rich relationships. Wealth is being healthy. Wealth is all of these different things. Does this resonate with you guys? Have you got what I'm saying? Because this is important. This is really, really key. 2026 has already been predicted by lots of different spiritual groups and channels and things like that, that it's a massive new kind of launch pad of expansion. And 1, okay, is the number of new beginnings, very big new beginnings. Now, if we're coming to the end of a cycle and we're getting ready for a massive new cycle, right? 2025 9 is the wrapping up of everything that we need to wrap up in order to launch ourselves into the future in a whole new way. Now, I know a lot of people will say, oh my gosh, that's a whole year. Guys, wasn't it January yesterday? I'm sorry, does anybody feel like it was January yesterday? Because I feel like it was January yesterday, and all of a sudden, thanks, Gary, at least somebody's with me. I feel like yesterday was January, and now, like, what? It's December? What? This is crazy, right? So a year is nothing. And what I really see, and what has been confirmed for me, and I wonder if this resonates with you, was that 2004 was almost like putting all of those things, that old stuff that you kind of needed to clear out and needed to be confronted with and deal with. It kind of brought it up, right? And always when the universe does this, it's the opportunity for clearing and healing so that you can create space for the new to come in. And so this for me has been the massive clearing and healing space. So the challenges that have come up, right, have made me I've literally gone, okay, universe, I get it. I am so authentically resilient by now. I get it. And so I don't know if you guys resonate with that. Let me know if you do. But this is something that is so important for us to get. Old wounds, childhood wounds, things that you thought had forgotten, resurfacing and really confronting you in a different way, right? So that you can hit them head on. And when we push through those, when we explode through those, when we heal through those, this is what creates the space for the launch pad, right? So I always say that if you want a Ferrari, you cannot park it in your garage if there's a beat up old Beetle in there. You got to get rid of the beat up old Beetle. So now this is how I see it. Like, this is the imagery that they give me, is that you guys have got the garage now, and 2024 was literally dismantling the beat up old Beetle. Now it's in parts, right? So 2025 is getting rid of those parts now. There's still some more to be cleared. Okay, but it's creating this beautiful room so that when you open that garage door, the Ferrari can just come in and it's like, I'm home, baby, I'm home. So it is the year of expansion, but of preparation and expansion from a perspective of laying these beautiful foundations that can come in. The other thing that I think is so important is it's the year of wisdom and perspective. We're going to see a whole lot of perspectives coming in. And this is beautifully supported because we've moved into the age of Aquarius. Now you've all heard, well, what is that song? Age of Aquarius. How does it go? Ba, 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 ba. Well, now we're in the age of Aquarius, guys. And the age of Aquarius is all about humanity. So before, we've been about hierarchy. So you'll see that the hierarchy systems are going to start collapsing because it's all about humanity. And today when I was in the car, I gave Scott a compliment, and I don't know if he took it as a compliment, but I see Scott's heart. And I have a very similar way of being. We don't want to be the richest person in the room. We want to create wealth for everyone. I don't want to be the most connected to source person in the room. I want everybody to be connected to the universe, right? I want abundance for everyone. Scott wants abundance for everyone. And this is very much the mindset of the age of Aquarius. It's a movement into peace, reconciliation. There's just this beautiful humanitarian aspect that we're moving into, and it's about the collective. But how do we heal the collective, guys? We have to look at ourselves individually. That's the most important part. So when we start with ourselves and we do the work in order to clear the blocks and to heal the stuckness within us, to reframe the way we look at things so that we can be open to receiving love and abundance in the way that we wish, so that we raise our energy vibration, because everything you wish for is already yours. It's already in existence. It's just about you shifting your vibrational frequency to become a match to that, and then you'll experience it in reality. And this next couple of months is the time to be raising your vibrational frequency, to lay down those foundations. And that doesn't mean that you can't attract abundance, miracles instantly in this time, but they will be the drop in the ocean to the ocean that you can create if you do this work over the next couple of months. Does this make you excited, guys? Does it make you think like, hell yeah, I am so ready for the age of Aquarius, where we will all be abundant and we will all be filled with love. Yes, yes, yes. Hell yeah. Okay, amazing. Scott, was that enough of a roundup on that?
Yeah, no, perfect. I think it gives good context. And that was exactly why we wanted to put together this what we're going to call Abundance 2025. Because it was not only setting yourself up, and to be fair, Susana was quite specific with me. It has to happen in December because we can't be talking about abundance in January type thing, because it's about setting ourselves up now, that container, into 2025 in terms of that process. And I think the other thing that for me is really important, Susana, is that there are a lot of courses out there, and there's a lot of things that I'm going to call them gimmicks even, where people can just go and get it. But we very specifically said, right, how do we set people up for success next year so that it's not just the theory, but you actually take the theory and implement it into the practice? And so what we're going to share with you tonight, both of us are going to try and share with you some practical examples where people can literally use it. If they never speak to us again, so be it. And we're going to say to you, if you want to come on a journey with us and make sure that 2025 is an abundant year for you, there are some options to be able to do that in terms of that process. So, I don't know, where you're at. Should we rock and roll?
I think we should rock and roll. I'm super, super excited to hear, first of all, what you're going to share with the community. Gary's going, yeah. I love the enthusiasm, Gary. And yeah, let's hit it. Scott, take it away.
Do me a favor, because we actually got asked this by someone we're having lunch with today. Why? Because I can easily talk about this stuff on my own, and to be fair, you can easily talk about it on your own. In your perspective, what is the value of us partnering, and why is it important for people in terms of what you do and what we do? Just before we get going, because today's got two parts. It's almost like if you take the yin and the yang, or the positive and negative, it doesn't matter which side, but it's like two different energies. Why is it important to have both sides of the equation to be able to get success and results?
Well, I think that one of the things that I love about mine and your combination, Scott, is you are definitely the divine masculine and you are solid in the masculine. And I am definitely the divine feminine. And the combination of that is such a beautiful balance. And if you look at the yin and the yang, they, without each other, they kind of fall over. And I almost feel like that's what we're creating here, like energetically, because you've got this very practical knowledge on how to create long-term sustainable wealth, right? And I have a whole lot of tools and techniques and practices that help you activate the expansion of that wealth, right? So when we're wanting to attract wealth into our lives, guys, and I'll tell you about more about this later, but you can attract only as much as you can hold. But if you can expand your capacity to attract wealth and do it quickly, know how to manifest it, co-create it into your life quickly, then your capacity will grow. And so you'll be able to attract more and you'll be able to contain more over a long-term period. So that's why I think it's such a wonderful combination, because Scott really has the practical, earthly, if I can put it that way, tools and techniques and strategies. And I've got the universal expansion tools and techniques and practices. And together they will not only create lasting wealth, but expand the creation of your lasting wealth. Does that make sense? Did that work for you, Scott? Is there something you'd like to add?
No, completely. I think you've summed it up. And that's why, because people, we were literally, I have a coach. I know that you wanting to work with her as well. So, but anyway, we had lunch with her today and she was like, oh, why are you doing it together? Why didn't you just do it separately? And I just wanted to explain that because I think it's really important that you need, for me, true wealth is not only about how much money you got in your bank account and things like fulfillment and but equally you got to have belief systems. And one of the things I love about is mini manifestation and actually being able to, my father taught me, dream big, my son, what you dream is what you become. And, all of these type of things. So there's a lot of psychology involved in this, as well as just the practical implications. So I want to get going because I'm conscious of people's time. Just as my interest in the chat box, just shout for me whether you know me, yes or no, as well. So yes if you know me, no if you don't. And I'll tell you why, because it's just useful for me to know how much of an intro I need to do. So we got one. Okay, most people know me. Okay, a couple don't. Okay, so I'll try to do this as quick as possible. This is where it gets interesting because I like to talk, Susana likes to talk. And she was like, very strict instructions. You got this much time, and if you don't hurry up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and don't overwhelm people. So anyway, I've been asked to do like a 60-minute talk in half the time. But anyway, let's see what we can do here. So I want to start with a little video because I think this for me is very, very important in terms of mission and purpose. So what Susana and I are going to do is focus on money to start off with, and then we're going to move to manifestation. But when one looks at it and when one looks at purpose, our purpose is to help everybody to invest like the top 1%. I like to ask people questions. And the first question I would like to ask, and just put it in the chat box. I'd love the engagement. And just by the way, Susana, if you want to jump in or have any chats, just fire anytime you want. But in simple terms, who would like to make money while they sleep? It's that proverbial question, making money while they sleep. The second question, who would like to own assets which are hassle-free, simple, and safe? Now, again, most of us have been taught, go out and buy houses. But anyone that's ever bought a house knows that it's not simple, it ain't safe, and most importantly, it ain't hassle-free. It's bloody difficult to actually manage buy-to-let properties. What about who would like to get access to the knowledge that the top 1% have? What about the partners? What about having access to the partners that the top 1% have? I mean, the markets are uncertain now. Imagine if you had access to those partners and you could navigate these uncertainties. What about time freedom? I know this one's super important for people. Actually having the time, the freedom to do what your time with your time, what you want. Diversity. I'm going to talk a little bit about diversity and diversification. But, you know, you don't want all your eggs in one basket. We've all been taught it. I don't want all my eggs in one basket. And finally, what about protecting your wealth? You know, whatever money you got, whether it's a little bit or a lot, it doesn't matter. We all like to protect our money, have a plan B, and have peace of mind. And, you know, as Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. These 7 questions are why and what we are going to go through tonight. I've told this story many, many times before, but I've had the privilege of spending 2 weeks on Necker Island with Richard Branson. And this was a dream and a vision. So when Susana talks about manifestation, this was a dream that I dreamed about and I made into a reality. And what's interesting is that the homework we had was that there were 25 incredible people there, and we all had to bring a life hack. And so this was me and him literally going kite surfing around Necker Island. But when I came back, my partner said, you know, Scott, we're actually wealth hackers. At the end of the day, we're all trying to find, if you think about a hack, it's a way to get somewhere quickly, simply, and safely. And I was like, oh, well, that's me. I basically consistently put myself in a place where I'm the dumbest, poorest person because I can only continue to grow with people that are better than me. My story, my personal story is that was me and my dad when I was 13. My dad did what we all taught to do. Go to school, go to university, work really hard, get a great job, invest, pay your taxes, and one day you'll retire happy at 65. I mean, how many of you have heard that before? I certainly have. We all did. The real life story, though, is at 59, my dad died, and he died broke. And I decided, funny enough, someone said Dr. Anastray earlier, I decided to actually go and look this up. And Dr. Anastray taught me in England, Australia, and America, 94% of people at the age of 65 will be like my dad. They'll be dead, broke, or reliant on the government. 5% of people will be financially independent, which basically means that they earn 25% less than their last paycheck. And when you look at most of, you know, the baby boomers, they're actually just financially trapped, which means only 1% of people are literally retiring wealthy at the age of 65. And I just decided there's no ways. I'm not doing what I'm being told to do. It's got to be different. And so I did my first property project when I was 13, my first development when I was 22, my first London property when I was 24. I built a company called International Property Solutions. I helped thousands of people invest in South Africa, hundreds in London, hundreds in Australia, hundreds in America. And I noticed there was a single massive problem for all residential investors. Firstly, they were stuck in country. If they wanted to get into, you know, international or commercial property, it was extremely difficult. And that's not even taking account all the complexity of tax and structuring and banking, etc. And what we learned and what I realized was 99% cannot invest like the top 1%. I had this opportunity in London in 2008 where there were literally all the developers were in a lot of trouble in the last crash in 2008. And we could buy 48 units. We could buy them at a 40% discount, and they had an 8% net return. That's really, really good for London. But there was one small little problem. I had to find 10 million pounds. I went out to my 2,500 investors. I told them all about it. I said, I literally don't care what happens with market values. And the problem was I could not get people to work together, and we lost out on that opportunity. We could have bought those units for 160,000 pounds. Today, they are worth 750,000 pounds. Our money would have gone up 4 times over that period, and we would have earned a positive income the entire time. Then I was in Bondi Beach, Sydney, and I met 2 very wealthy gentlemen, and they were doing medical buildings. And I said, how medical? Why medical? And they said, well, think about it. No matter what happens in the world, people need doctors. Secondly, doctors never leave their premises. And thirdly, doctors are very good at being doctors, but they're not great accountants. So they sign good long-term leases. I was like, again, no-brainer. How do I participate? They said, we're raising $40 million. There's 8 tranches of $5 million each. Again, I ran around to all my investors. We couldn't participate. And today that company is worth $700 million. on the Australian Stock Exchange. And what I realized was that I was doing what everyone else was told to do. I went out, and I'm sure many of you have read books like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich. And, this was actually me on a buyer's trip in America with Dr. Dolph DeRuss, the guy that wrote this book, Real Estate Riches. And for 14 years, I thought I had to do it all myself. I thought I had to go out and buy houses. Dr. Dolph DeRuss says, look at 100 houses, get accepted. Look at 100, make an offer on 10, get accepted for 3, and buy 1. And I thought, that's it. I went out and I bought 16 houses. And my logic was, geez, I've got 16 houses. Definitely I'm going to be free. But actually all that happened in my life is I ended up getting a lot more hassle and complexity and a lot less money, because my money was now going into the houses. And I just thought, this is not working. There's no freedom here. And then I found out from a guy called Tony Robbins that the fastest way to success is by copying people, by modeling them. And actually, I evolved an even faster way, which is by partnering with people. And so I can see Michael's online, and I know Michael invested with me in this deal, where the very first commercial deal that I did was in 2014. It was 6 buildings. It was a $16 million portfolio. 82 investors from 5 continents actually participated in this. And we did it all through partnership. And this was a game changer for me. Literally, I looked at it, and my residential houses were high in hassle and low in returns. High in hassle, low in returns. And this commercial property was high in returns, low in hassle. High in returns, low in hassle. And I always say to people, do you want high in hassle, low in returns? Or do you want high in returns, low in hassle? I think it's a kind of a no-brainer. That property went full exit. We ended up selling it off to a REIT, and got a solid 8% cash on cash return in dollars, and a total return of roughly sort of 15%. And I see Michael said totally agree. And it literally completely changed my framework and my paradigm of what was possible. We went on to do it in America, in England, in Europe, in Australia, and in South Africa. And from a track record perspective, we've helped people in 178 countries and facilitated over $1.3 billion. And what I want to share with you tonight is 3 lies that I think are holding you back and stopping you from achieving those 7 pillars to freedom and finances that I just mentioned. Now, I'm not going to give you financial advice, but I am going to share with you my own experience. I've done this for 28 years. I've helped thousands of people from 178 countries facilitate $1.3 billion. And I can tell you from my experience what's holding you back. The first one is buying houses as a way to retire. And the problem is when you go and look at it, if you are over here, you are Jill or Joe Soap, and you want to buy a house, there are 16 different middlemen between you and your investment. There's no trust, there's no transparency, and because of the high fees and low returns, there's no alignment. Now, that all sounds like a bunch of complicated English. So let's go back to basics when you were 6 years old. Who here loved to play Monopoly? Just type in the chat box, yes or no. I loved Monopoly. And I can see Christelle says yes. Nicholas says yes. And Sia says yes. Gary says yes. Still do. Loved it. For me, I love Monopoly. I also still do love Monopoly. But in simple terms, when we were doing Monopoly, is it better to own a greenhouse or a red hotel? Come on, tell me. Let's see who knows their Monopoly. Is it better to own a greenhouse or a red hotel? Gary says red. Ray says red. Christelle says, but cash flow 101 became a better option. Red. Enjoyed my honeymoon playing Monopoly. Red. Nicholas says blue, but confused which one. It's blue because we got green and red. But everyone's pretty much saying red. And so what I find absolutely fascinating is even when we were 6 years old, we knew that to buy red hotels, commercial property, was better than buying green houses. Now, trick question. What's better? 4 greenhouses or 1 red hotel? Just again, put in there green or red. 4 greenhouses or 1 red hotel? Red, still red. Excellent. You can see that everyone knows their Monopoly. It's still red. And I think that's the point. So from literally when we were children, we knew that it was about buying red hotels, buying commercial property. And there's a whole value chain to real estate, which I'm not going to go into tonight. But in simple terms, why don't you go up the value chain? And the reason that, the barriers that I've found all over the world are It sounds too good to be true. I don't know how to protect myself. There's too much compliance, access to partners, scams, local real estate is difficult, broken toilets, I don't have time, too much compliance, blah, 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 blah. But in simple terms, it comes down to three things. I don't have the time, I don't have the money, and I don't have the knowledge. They're three things that hold most people back. And so I know Michael is one of my partners and shareholders, and I'm super proud what we've managed to achieve over 10 years. Because for me, there's nothing better than literally showing you. So if I go to the platform, we've spent over $20 million and 10 years building this. Because what we wanted to do was make investing simple and safe. 10 years ago, when Michael and I wanted to invest in America, we got an airplane. We had to fly all the way to America. We had to set up a company. We had to open a bank account. We had to buy the property. We had to manage the property. We had to pay rates and taxes. We had to look after looking after the company structure every year. I mean, it was a lot of hassle. Okay, now you've literally got a platform. You can literally go in. You can do it in your own name, or offshore company, offshore trust. You can go look at your entire portfolio all in one place. You can manage everything. You've got your wallet, your digital wallet, which is your money. You're in complete control of your money, and it's all in one place where you can withdraw and deposit your money. But let's be a grown child. I'm a grown child. Let's play a bit of Monopoly. So we've got 4 live events at the moment, 4 live deals. We've got a private equity opportunity in London. We've got a debt opportunity in Austin. We've got an industrial opportunity in Phoenix, one of the top 3 markets in America, by the way. And we've got a mixed use opportunity in Germany. So let's play a bit of Monopoly. Where do you want to invest? London, Austin, Phoenix, or Germany? Just type in the chat box. I'd like to see. Where would people like to be? Okay, we've got Austin, we've got Germany, we've got the UK, we've got Phoenix. How's that? All 4 of them. Okay, so let me do it for you quickly. So the first one was Austin. So I go to Austin. I can literally go look through it. I can look at the risks. I can download all the documentation. Everything's here. But I decide I want to invest in this deal. I literally go $10. I digitally sign the agreement. I can download the agreement. I go agree, and I go make investment. And what you've just seen is me invest in Austin. Now, a couple of other people said, no, they want London. Cool, let me do London. So I go London, I go invest in the deal, $10. I literally digitally sign the agreement. I can download it. I go agree. I go make investment. Done. Now I want a bit of Germany. Cool, let me go do Germany. I can go through, again, I've got investment calculator, everything. So $10, I literally go and I go continue. I digitally sign the agreement. I go, I agree. I go make investment. And which one am I missing? Phoenix. So let me go and do a bit of an investment in Phoenix. $10. Digitally sign the agreement. I go agree, make investment. If I go to view portfolio now, I've got 4 live deals. 1 in Austin, 1 in London, 1 in Germany, and 1 in Phoenix. So what you've just witnessed is the exact opposite of what I told you. Because what was blocking people? I don't have the time. Well, you just saw me do it in under 2 minutes. Once you're on the platform and set up, I did it in under 2 minutes. I don't have the knowledge. You don't need all the knowledge. By partnering with seasoned institutional investors on the ground, people that have been doing it at least 10 years, but generally 20 years plus, you can learn the knowledge while doing, because they're already on the ground. And I don't have the money. Well, with all due respect, I've just shown you with $40 how you can invest in 3 different countries, 3 different currencies, 4 different assets, 4 different partners, and across 4 different timelines. And I know that Michael and I know how hard it was to invest in America. And that is why I get super, super excited when I get to share this with people. Because literally for me, the barriers to entry are gone. And just by the way, people get caught up on $10. We have lots of people investing $1 million plus. And the average investment per deal is $23,000. So it's not only the $10 investors, but it's also the $1 million plus investors. Now, if I go back to the presentation, this lady here is an amazing lady. And tonight's not about testimonials. I can share the testimonials if you want. But she's a teacher. She was divorced. She had 3 kids. She needed to feed her kids. She had a little bit of money from her 20s. She was paralyzed. She did nothing for 4 years. She didn't know what to do with the money for 4 years. And she came on board with us. She joined our mastermind. She dealt with our family office. And in 30 days, she had passive income. 30 days. And what's interesting is that there's 4 simple steps. You sign up, you complete your profile, you fund your wallet, and you invest. And this is it. Like, so one of the things Susana said to me, Scott, don't confuse people. Don't talk too much. Just show them. Like, just show them what is possible. And I wanted to share this little picture. And as you can see, I should have not been in tech and investing. I should have been an artist because I could have been Picasso. But the bottom line is, I love this little picture because this represents Jill and Joe Soap over here. You're sleeping. You want to invest in a house or a commercial property or maybe private equity or debt or something. And in simple terms, you want to make money while you sleep. But the problem is you come along here and you go on all these courses and challenges and you have to sign up and you get lost and it's confusing and you literally fall off the bus and you don't achieve the result. And before I go into the solution, Sandra, do you want to talk to this a little bit? Because I know you and I debated this when we had our Friday session. And I said, you and I met 5 years ago and you've been wanting to do this for a long time. But something's been blocking. It's been too hard and it's too much. I don't want to do 10 hours of courses and, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You want to talk to your logic of your experience and why it's so important to get from A to B as quickly as possible.
Well, I think that like two of the things that really have stood out for me on how far you've come, Scott, because it's really, really excited me, is the one thing is, first of all, the entry point of money that you can invest. Like when I met you, and the universe is agreeing with me, when I met you, when I met you, you needed, I think it was $100,000 to invest. And then the last time we saw each other was $10,000 to invest, which is still quite a high entry point, right? But $10 is literally 2 cups of coffee or, a cup of coffee and a breakfast. And so that the entry level is like, I'm telling my Uber drivers about this, guys. This is how excited I am about it. It's like, because it means that wealth and wealthy investment opportunities is available to anybody, no matter how much money you have. And I think that is so important. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is this whole thing of, guys, for me, where I am at the moment, time is the luxury. Slow mornings is the luxury. Having the opportunity to work and earn money, but not kill myself earning money, right? So it's like the perception used to, hell yeah, exactly, hell yeah. It used to be like, I'm so busy, I don't have a minute to breathe. And that was the accolade, that was the success point. And people would be like, oh, that person's so successful. But like, sorry, excuse my language, what a load of shit, guys. What a load of bullshit. Like, we're here to live lives, and to live a life, yes, do things in purpose that really excite you and that really fulfill you, but have time for relationships, have time for a relationship with yourself, have time to look after yourself, right? To go for that massage, to La dolce fa niente. Do you know la dolce fa niente, guys? La dolce fa niente is the art of doing nothing. Like, I really want that. Not like I strive to have a lot of that in my life, and I strive for my clients and students to have a lot of it as well, because that is, our nervous systems have been on fire for way too long. So when Scott came along with the knowledge, the ease of being able to do it, and the price point that made it accessible, I was like, Scott, you and me, buddy, we need to chat because I want to help you bring this to everybody that I possibly can. Because the interesting thing, and this actually came up at lunch today as well, is that so many jobs with AI are going to become obsolete, guys. This is the reality of it. And so if we don't figure out how to create passive income for ourselves, we're going to encounter a lot more challenges than we anticipated. And so for me, this makes it a no-brainer. I can look and it's like shopping online. Do I like those shoes, or those shoes? Do I want to invest in this property, or this property? And basically then using my gut, I will go with this one and this one and this one. And of course, there's the ability to really diversify, which then makes it safe as well. Because guys, never put all your eggs in one basket. I know Scott will talk to you about it, but so that's why I got so excited about this. And also, Scott, I just want to let you know, Picasso would be very proud of your picture. Very.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was my partner that sort of drew this for us. And it was like, how do we get someone from A to B as fast as possible and earn passive income? And so we literally have created the 30-day passive income challenge. And we're already through our first one where, the people are literally investing next week. There's 313 people that are actually doing it. And our next one will be starting in January in terms of this process. And what's interesting is when people come back and they just have these experiences. Mohammed said, thanks to the $10 entry, makes me feel like a property tycoon. Move over Gary Cordone. He means Grant, by the way, or Trump. And by the way, in live, I mean, Gary said, yeah, I bought 4 deals for $40 and received a very good return. It was so easy. So thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. I just want to show you real results. So you got greenhouses with all the hassle and complexity, and you got red hotels. And if I just show you very quickly here, and I know that I'm on the clock here, Susana, so I'm nearly finished. But if I go in and I give people real life deals, so this is the real life platform. So you got to bear with me because I've got to log into all of them because this is proper financial transactions. But if I log in here quickly, this is 2 of our industrial buildings. And you can basically see here, it's about $4,000, and that's November, October, September, August, July, June, etc. You're getting about $4,000 a month. And I mean, it's hell of a boring. I don't have to fix any toilets. I don't have to change tenants. I don't have to go and sort out the Sky or the DSTV or anything. I don't have tenants moving in and out and management agents and all that. This is the way that institutions do it. If you take this is called multifamily. So rather than buying one property, this is 750 properties, all in one institutional investment. Again, paying about $6,500 a quarter in terms of that process. Some people tell you, you shouldn't buy office. Well, we invested in office in December 2020. It's paying about $6,500 a quarter. And I always joke with people, it's just so boring. I apologize. You really do get to sleep and have the time that Susana just spoke about. And that for me is the difference between the old school mindset, what I call the mom and pop mindset of buying houses, which we've all been taught to do, versus the institutional kind of way of doing it. There's 2 other things I want to share with you, and then I'm going to shut up. The first is that the second lie that you're getting is that trust us, we got you covered. And you go and see your financial advisor, your financial planner, and they help you. And you think that you sorted and you're going to retire at 65 like my father. But I actually work with a family office, and family offices work with the wealthiest families in the world. And I've worked with them for more than 10 years. And what we noticed is that there's 9 things that they do to help their families create generational wealth. I mean, just type in the chat box if you'd like generational wealth. Not just wealth for you, not just looking after you, but your children and your children's children. And there's 9 steps. Now, I don't have time tonight to go into all 9 steps. But what I find fascinating and quite frankly very scary is that the average person is going to the financial industry and they are getting 1 out of the 9 steps. 1. So there are 9 steps to generational wealth. And again, this is a journey that we want to help take people on and break this lie that they're being taught. The third lie is that uncertainty is the problem and the time is not right. And, if you look at it, it's been a crazy couple of years. Wars, inflation going up, interest rates going up, fuel prices going up, stock market all over the place, load shedding, more wars, Trump being attemptedly assassinated, Labour winning a landslide victory, the GNU, Biden quitting, and more recently, Trump winning by another landslide. And what people do is they get caught up in cycles. They don't know what's going on. They panic. They're not sure. Whereas it's all about long-term trends. And Ray Dalio literally says, and Ray Dalio manages $160 billion. And he says the most important thing you need is diversification. There's literally a TED talk, and you can go watch the TED talk. And around the 26th minute, he said the most important thing for an individual investor to know is how to diversify well in a balanced way. You need to know how to diversify in assets, countries, and currencies. Knowing how to diversify your wealth is the single most important thing. And just to give you an example of results, this gentleman and his company manages $160 billion, like I said. But the average return that he's received for 40 years is 21%. 21%. And again, you don't have to figure it all out. You can literally diversify across countries, currencies, assets, partners, and time. And it's all about building passive income. And so, in conclusion, if you want to simplify it, it's about getting the right information and the right partners. And I want to share this little video because I just love it. I know you've seen it before, Susana. But Derek is a farmer, and his excitement is what I want everyone to manifest. We're going to pivot to you now in terms of manifesting. But this excitement is what I want everyone to experience for themselves in 2025. So it's literally a minute long. Let's see what Derek's got to say.
Scott, can you remember when you were a little kid and it was Christmas morning and you opened your Christmas presents? Huh? Can you remember that? That's
Well,
what I feel like.
I have a little kid, so I get reminded quite regularly at the moment.
I tell you what, amazing. And I only just got a few dollars back in my investments again. You know, it's the second payment that I got in that I've seen on my wallet. And it's money that I didn't have to slog for. I had to think for it, but I didn't have to slog for. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's just when you start seeing your money work for you, it's just an absolutely indescribable feeling. And as a farmer now, I've got a very specific goal, which says that I need to build alternate income streams so that the weather doesn't matter. Because that's, being a crop farmer, the weather matters very much, and particularly this past year. When your income for a year is only 30% of what your expenses have been, you're in a difficult position. And to be energized and as excited as what I am in that position is incredibly empowering. Thanks, Scott.
So, Susana, I think it's perfect time to pivot to you. And the reason I say that is what I love about Derek is two things. One is that even though he's had an incredibly tough year, what he said there was his income was only 30% of his costs. So let's just hypothetically say his costs were R1 million. He only made 300,000 Rand in income. And yet, because he had the right mindset, he still focused on building what he wanted and taking action and getting the results. And that's the freedom that he's created for himself now. Now, is he wealthy and retired and chilling on a hammock on the beach? No, he's not. His first investment paid him $6. But that $6 has given him the hope that it's possible. And with that, I want to pivot to you, because for me, I can show you the science and the facts and how to do it. But if you don't have the belief and if you don't have the ability to manifest from a mindset perspective, it's never going to happen anyway, which is why your side of the fence, in my opinion, is actually more important, because with belief, everything is possible.
Absolutely. I mean, if you believe you can, and if you believe you can't, you're right. Nietzsche says that, and it's the truth, because if you believe you can and if you believe you can't, that is what will rule your life. So if you believe you deserve and if you believe you don't deserve, that too shall rule your life. So I want to ask in the comments right now, do you guys believe that you can do the impossible? All impossible is possible. I love that, Christelle. You and I are going to be great friends. So yes, absolutely. Great. Because manifestation, like a lot of people think that manifestation is this woohoo, boohoo, like thing, but it actually can be very practical. Like there's practical tools and techniques that everybody can earn. And this might sound crazy to you, but it really is practical tools and techniques that you can learn in order to manifest what you want into your life. You can become the co-creator of your life. Now, what's really important for me, for you guys to understand, is how many of you believe that you are the creator of your reality? I'm the creator of my reality. How many of you believe that? Yes, 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 yes. Guys, I have some really bad news for you. Dun, dun, dun. You are not the creator of your reality. I know. But you are the co-creator of your reality. All right. And the reason why this is so empowering, boom, exactly. The reason why this is so empowering is because when bad things happen, we beat ourselves up if we believe we are the creator of our reality, right? If we don't understand that everything in the universe is happening for us and not to us as this punishment because we thought a thought and because we did it, right? Like, I'm not saying there aren't consequences to actions, guys. Of course, there are consequences to actions. But the reality is that we are co-creating our experience in this reality. So if we understand the spiritual journey, when we were thought form and not yet physicalized here, when we were energy and connected to all that is and a part of all that is, if you can imagine, I like creating imagery because I think that then you guys will really remember it. Imagine yourself as this little cute soul, right? And this little excited, very curious, cute soul. And you said, I want to go to Earth. I want to go to Earth and I want to experience myself as a human being. And you were speaking to the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you guys want to call it. And you were saying, I want to do this. And the universe was going, really? Do you? And you were like, yes, I so do. This is what I want to do. And the universe was like, oh, cool. So do you want to experience love? And you were like, oh, yes, I want to experience love. And the universe was like, oh, good. Do you want to experience joy and elation? And you were like, yes, joy and elation. And the universe said, do you want to experience heartache and really understand what loss feels like so that you value what is when you have it? Yes, I want to experience that. Do you want to experience all the things that make you so conscious and compassionate that everyone that comes into your life will feel held and loved and accepted for who they are? Yes, I want to experience that. Do you want to experience connection that allows you to never feel like you're isolated and alone? Yes, right? But remember, when we want to experience all of these beautiful things, all of the opposites exist with them. Because, like, in Conversations with God, I don't know how many of you have read Conversations with God, but how would the doctor know how to help someone heal if there wasn't such a thing as disease? How would a human know how it feels to heal themselves if there wasn't such thing as disease? How would a human know how it feels to be truly limitless and understand that we are the true healers unless there was disease? Right? I can attest to that. I almost died 10 years ago. I was diagnosed with systemic lupus, and lupus, like cancer, is a gene that can mutate, and if you get it in one organ and you catch it early enough, then you can get yourself into remission, and you need to do maintenance, and live a specific lifestyle in order to remain in remission. Or if you get it in multiple organs, then that's pretty much you, right? I, being the little overachiever that I am, got it in every single organ except my heart. So I was having near organ failure in almost every single one of my organs. And I had liquid in my lungs. I was having seizures. And then I healed beyond what doctors thought was possible in record time. And some of the work I did with that is through visualization. right, is through energy healing, all of these different things. And this is part of my secret sauce, guys, is if you work with me, and I think I am going to share my screen quickly and take you just through my secret sauce, is that what makes, let's see if I can do this, advanced portion of the screen, share. Oh, that needs to go away. There we go. So what makes a difference about working with me is that I use something called spiritual medicine, right? And spiritual medicine is a way of raising our vibrational frequency. Remember, I said to you at the beginning of this, everything that you want is already in existence. It's about you becoming a vibrational match to that which you want. So spiritual medicine is a process of channeling divine source energy through us. I'll tell you a little bit more about that now. My other secret sauce is combining it with ancient wisdom, traditional coaching methodologies, and this is all personal development as well that I've done for years and years and years and years, plus somatic movements and tools and techniques. Now, why do I say this is the secret sauce? I say this is the secret sauce because I don't know how to stop sharing. Scott, why won't it stop? Did I stop? Yes, I did. Okay. Why I say this is the secret sauce is that in order to really change, we need to change on all levels, mind, body, heart, and spirit. If we look at a lot of people, they say when your words, your thoughts, and your actions are in alignment, then, things happen really, really quickly. And it does. It happens much quicker. If your thoughts, your words, and your actions are in alignment, it really does make things come into being. But if you get your emotions in alignment with that, your energy, your feelings in alignment, it's like turning on the tap. So before it was dripping, and now all of a sudden it's gushing, right? And if you start getting yourself into that vibrational frequency, which is a state of not toxic happiness, but true, centered surety that you are supported and guided and protected by the universe in every single moment, and that the universe is giving you exactly what you need in every single moment. And sometimes what we want, what we ask for, is delivered even better than we thought. And I'll tell you a stupid, silly little example of that. This beautiful kimono that I'm wearing. See this gold kimono? I love it. And one day I was creating a vision board for myself, and I came across this green kimono, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is one of the most beautiful kimonos I've ever seen in my life. And so I quickly dived online, as I do, and I tried to find where I could buy it, but it was a vintage collector's item and you couldn't find them anywhere. And so I was like, okay, universe, look, I would really like a kimono like that. If you could deliver it, that would be cool. But, it's up to you. Anyway, not even 2 weeks later, I was at my yoga studio, and they had, there's a lady there that makes all kinds of clothing, but they usually like bits and pieces of clothing re-sewn together. She like upcycles things. But I'm like looking around, and what happens, guys? This beautiful kimono is there. And I see this kimono and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the kimono. It's going to cost a fortune. There's no price tag on it. I'm like, it's going to cost a fortune because it's a collector's item. It's vintage. You cannot buy these anymore. And I was like, if she says it's 1,000 Rand, I'm buying it like right now. Universe, please make it 1,000 Rand. And I went to the lady at the counter and I said, hi. I said, sorry, there's no price tag on this. How much is it? And she looked and she went, oh, I don't know. And she looked, she goes, you know what? You can have it for 1,000 Rand. Thank you. This is like just a small example of the type of things that you can bring into being. Now, the one thing that was different about this kimono and the one I saw is that this one is gold. Guys, guess what my favorite color is? Guess. Just take one guess. Anyone. Gold. Yes. So the universe not only delivered the kimono I wanted at the price that I wanted, but in my favorite color. Now, this is how we start learning to play with the universe. This is one of the things I've manifested. I've also manifested $1 million. Yes, I did. I've also manifested my dream home on the beach. And if you go onto my Instagram, you'll see it. Like I post about it all the time because I love it. My dream was to be able to end my day walking on the beach and just
For those
grounding.
in South Africa, she's on Clifton, basically. So like on Clifton Beach, basically. I'm just saying for those
Yeah, I'm on Picken first.
they know where Clifton is. I'm allowed to brag for you, so
You can brag for me. What? Guys, I live on Clifton First Beach. Clifton First Beach, which is my favorite beach in the world because it's the least busy of all of the beaches and it's beautiful. And I wake up and I go for a run between the mountain and the ocean. And then I swim in the ocean. I've even swum with dolphins in the ocean, like right in front of my house. The one day I was in my bedroom and I'm literally like in my pajamas and I'm meditating and I open my eyes and there's dolphins in the water. What do you think I did, guys? I literally stripped off my clothes in my G-string, ran out my front door into the ocean and swam with dolphins. And I was like, "Yay, this is amazing." Now, why am I telling you this, guys? Why am I telling you? It's because I want you to be jealous. I want you to be jealous. And why do I want you to be jealous? Is jealousy a good thing or a bad thing, guys? Just right. What do you think? Is jealousy a good thing or a bad thing? In the comments. What, baby? Oh, so my cat has got a visitor out, friend. It depends, not good. I'm so jealous right now. So let me tell you guys that jealousy is actually a really good thing. Like, I want you to reframe that quickly in your mind because jealousy, the universe is showing you what you want in your life, right? And it's saying, hey, look, you want that? Well, it's possible. It's possible. So I'm showing you that jealousy is a good thing because it's possible. And if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. That is my one thing that I always tell everyone. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you. If it's possible for me to heal myself, it's possible for you to heal yourself. If it's possible for me to manifest $1 million, it's possible for you to manifest $1 million. If it's possible for me to manifest my dream home, a partner, whatever it is, it's possible for you. So I would love you guys to just say, if it's possible for Susana, it's possible for me. It's possible for me. I want you to say, I'm possible. Everything I want, I'm possible. Can you say that in the comments now? Because I want to know that you guys get this. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you. I'm possible. I'm possible. I'm possible. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I share this because I want you to feel inspired. I want you to feel inspired and I want you to take actions because the only way to get from where you are now to where you want to be is two things. You take action, you do your best, you surrender to the rest, right? And you become energetically aligned with what it is you want to bring into this world. Those are the two things. Do your best, so you're taking action, surrender to the outcome, and work on becoming energetically aligned to what it is that you want to bring into this universe, right? Raising your vibrational frequency. And in order to raise your vibrational frequency, there are simple things that you can do. Now, one of the things that I do want you, I know we're going to run out of time because I was very strict with Scott. I said, Scott, we're doing this for 90 minutes and that is it because people are busy and they are overwhelmed. It is the end of year. So this is our plan. So I do need to wrap up, but we are going to give you a whole lot of things that you can use. Has this been helpful, by the way? Like just getting your juices going, seeing what is possible, understanding, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. Okay, yay. I'm so, so happy. So before I go, I'm sure you guys have heard of this. I'm sure some of you have heard about it, but there is a Harvard business study that they did. And I want to read it to you. It says the Harvard business study found that 3% of graduates from their MBA who had written down their goals ended up earning 10 times as much as the other 97% put together in just 10 years. Now, this is something that they did while they were doing their MBA. And so my invitation to you is, what if right now, when you finish this session with us, what if right now you sat down and you wrote down exactly what you wanted to? And I want you to hear this. It's not about writing down your goal as how can I do this? I'm financially successful. No. It's about writing it down from a feeling perspective. Now, this is a manifestation tool I want you to pay attention to. From a feeling perspective, if I was financially, and ask the universe, if I was financially successful, what would that feel like? Right? What would it feel like? What would your nervous system feel like? Where would you be sitting? What kind of room would you be sitting in? Who would you be surrounded by? What would you be drinking? Cheers, this is water. What music would you be listening to? Right? So, yeah, beautiful. You'd be feeling just relief, like just not even relief, like calm, right? Listening to like Tina Turner, drinking some champagne, right? It's like your whole nervous system is calm. That actually is one of the biggest things I've realized, guys. I look at people who have financial security and financial wealth and well-being. And do you know what it feels like? There's time. There's less pressure, right? It's like, it's this exhale, this ease, right? Yeah, relaxed. That's what it feels like. And so my invitation tonight is to tune into what that reality feels like. Not what it specifically looks like in the outside world, but what does it feel like in the inside world? How delicious does that feel, guys? If you just tap into that now, it's so yummy. So yummy feeling that relaxed and that at ease. So one of the things that I do, and I do it live, and you guys are always welcome to join, is I channel spiritual medicine. So I've been healing since I was a little girl, and I've been working with energy and seeing auras and the spiritual world and beings and stuff. So I was a really strange kid according to other kids, and as I grew up, then I understood things in a completely different way. And we have to build this muscle. We have to flex this muscle. And it's all about tuning into that energy. When we understand that universal, divine, unconditional love is available to us 24/7, and we take the time to connect with it and harness that relationship, which is what I do with spiritual medicine. I literally channel it into the crown of my head, through my body, out the palms of my hands, and then it explodes out like as if I'm a star being born. And I take you through that process. And when we do this frequently, we exercise that muscle and we raise our vibrational frequency, because we are unconditional love. That's what we are. And the more we vibrate at that energetic frequency, the more we attract easily, right? And frequently. So I just want you to take your hands in your palms, guys, and just for a moment, and I'm wrapping up now. I want you to remember that everything is energy and vibration. If we look at the moon and the way the moon changes the ocean, right? It affects the ocean. We're made up of water. And so the moon affects us. Lunatics come alive around full moon. I'm one of them. Right? But this is true. The word lunatic comes from like the full moon. Luna, which is moon in Italian. Lunatics. When the moon is full, we go crazy, right? We are affected by it. We cannot separate the fact that we are all energy and vibration, right? So when we've looked at all of the spiritual different religions and spiritual texts and people, we'll see that there's light around their heads and on their palms. You know this, right? You know this. We all know this. And we see them as saints, and we see them as ascended masters. And it is only because they practiced this connection. And so that connection was more evident, it was stronger. But each and every one of you have this ability. I took somebody through this process, and he's run a number of retreats. And initially he didn't want to do it because he doesn't like doing energy work with anyone who runs retreats at his place. And then he saw me working, and he said, "Please, can I do it?" And I said, "Yes." And then he did it, and he went, Santa Susana, like Saint Susana. I'm like, no, we all can do it. Like, we all can do it. And then I practiced with him, and he did it. And it really shifted him. Each and every one of you have the ability to do this, right? And so I want to show you right now, if you take your palms of your hands and just lay them on your lap, right? And I want you to just close your eyes for a moment and tune in to what's happening on the palms of your hands. Can you feel a little bit of tingling, some warmth, some pulsing, heat or coolness? And you just tap into that energy for a moment. Beautiful. And come back. I'd love to know how many of you could feel something happening on the palms of your hands. So I'm sitting here. Yes, yes, lots of heat around my head as well. Tingling. Yes, 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 I did. Right? So I'm over here and I'm activating each and every one of you. Waves. Yes, yes. So I'm sitting here and I'm activating. So you'll see my palms were facing this way, and I'm activating each and every one of you because and butterflies as well. I love that. Tingling and pulsing. Yeah, beautiful heat. So I'm sitting here and I'm activating you guys as we speak. Now, this isn't even a proper spiritual medicine session, but I'm always channeling. Whenever I do these sessions, I set it up, I connect with your divine teams, my divine teams, and I make sure that everybody's working together for the highest good of all, right? And this is just a tiny, quick little demonstration on how we are all connected, right? And that there is no time-space reality. Like, I literally have tuned in with all of your guides before this. We've already made a plan. We're working for you guys. This is what's happening. We're working for you. But now imagine if we can work together for a consistent period of time. Imagine if you can tune in and grow this aspect of yourself and raise that vibrational frequency. What is going to be possible for you? How many of you know Sag, by the way? Sajen. Do you guys know Sag? Let me know if you guys know Sag. Before Sag became Sag, he had lost everything. Sag had lost absolutely everything. And he came to me and I gave him a coaching session. And this is his testimonial. Susana is a spiritual sculptor, an architect of the soul, and a mirror for the mind. Susana helped me find my inner voice and nurture my fiery potential. Working with Susana was one of the most reflective periods of my life and resulted in a steep change like no other. I'm truly grateful for my time working with her. And I'm sharing this with you because Sag had lost everything. Everything, guys. He had nothing. And now he is a multi-millionaire. He is a speaker. He speaks all over the world on stages. He is really living his dream. And I'm showing it to you. Why, guys? To make you jealous. No, not to make you jealous. To let you know that this is possible. If it's possible for Sag, it's possible for you. Michelle, she came to me and she came to me and she thought not much could change. She thought she was pretty successful, blah, 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 blah. I never imagined so much could change in such a short space of time. Working with Susana is truly transformational, but also fun. I always believed I had to suffer in order to change. And now I have the tools to move through life, being the light no matter what. How many of you have believed that you need to suffer in order to change? How many of you have that terrible, disempowering belief? Yes, and Scott has his hands up. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, guess what? You don't. You don't have to suffer. You can learn the tools and techniques to move through things with minimal suffering and maximum grace and ease. And I think that's so, so, so important. And the last one I want to share with you is this one. Lisa. Now, Lisa Pavlakos, I don't know if you guys know her, but she is one of the champions for the UN. She speaks on all kinds of things. And she has been kidnapped by Hamas. She's had like intense, crazy things happen, which took away her ability to trust. And in one coaching session with her, this was the feedback that I got. Having endured significant trauma, there were aspects of myself I hadn't faced. However, in a session with Susana Kennedy, I unearthed new facets of myself and I was able to heal and delve into further. So thank you, Susana. I was able to get into a place of trust. Thank you, Susana, for your remarkable work. God was kind by bringing us together. And I know what? And I know you will help countless people. Now, she went from being in a relationship that was not good to then literally leaving that relationship and stepping into another relationship within 2 weeks, okay? And literally, they are so in love. I keep getting messages and pictures and stuff. This is already like 7 months ago, and I still get pictures and messages of these two lovebirds, like completely in love. And it was because she was able to open her heart to trusting again, to loving again, right? So I'm showing these to you guys to make you jealous. No, it's so that I can inspire you that no matter what it is you want to create in your life, whatever that abundant life looks like, let's get you in that vibrational frequency. Let's get you to work with Scott that has all of these easy, simple tools that can literally bring you in money. But then, guys, let's get you in the frequency that like manifests the best deals and the best returns and even more expansion. And then the home, the love, the relationships that you really want. So that is my wish for you. And I hope that you take my tips from today, guys. I hope that you wrote down. I hope you guys are those very good students that write lots of notes and that you took some of the notes away, because just the things I've shared today, if you implement them and do nothing else, you will shift and change. Gary Morris is saying lots of notes. Yes, Gary, C+ student. I love it. Sonia, how do we work with Scott? I was late on the webinar. Scott is going to tell you how we're going to work together now. Excellent session. Thank you, Susana and Scott. Such a pleasure. So Scott, we've got 7 minutes, but I don't know how long you need, but I'm going to hand it over to you. And then what we'll do is if anybody wants to stay afterwards for some questions, we'll answer some questions afterwards. Does that work? Scott, does that work?
Yeah, no, awesome. Who enjoyed that? Who enjoyed the different energies and more importantly, the different perspectives? I can give you the steel, do this, do this, do this, do this, but actually the excitement of life and everything about it. So yeah, no, I loved you switched on the light tonight. So brilliant. I'm glad. You see, this is what I'm just boring. I'm like that boring person who just teaches you about money, whatever. So you bring the excitement, Susana. So
you are not boring, Scott. You are not boring.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. So let me just share with people. So what I want to share with you is our idea tonight was 2 things. One was the disdain for Black Friday and all of the gimmicks that are out there. I'm sorry if I just put it out there directly. But the second thing was we really wanted to add value tonight. And we wanted to say to people, and a couple of people already asked in the chat box, what can we do? Like, what to next year? Because one thing that I feel very strongly about, and Susana, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm not sure if you agree with me, but there's no good in having a feel-good session. Like, we could have a rah-rah session, we play some music, we could all dance around. It ain't going to mean shit next year. Nothing's going to change. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know if you feel the same way as me, but what I'm deeply passionate about is it's fine to kind of get people excited, but actually it's important to kind of have a plan, and then have action steps along the way to actually get the results. So just before I go any further, what's your thoughts on that? The difference between just a rah-rah feel-good session and actually experiencing stuff, that whole beat you have, and actually getting the results.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Or you're asking the audience?
I'm asking both of you, but they don't up. You get to talk.
Well, I mean, for me, the first thing I said in my presentation is you've got to show up and do your best. You need to take action. Like, there's two things that you have to do. So you guys being here, like, that is so beautiful. Like, well done. Guys, seriously, I mean that with my whole heart. Like, a lot of people at home watching days of other people's lives. And you decided to show up and actually do something about changing your life. And so I just honor you. I honor each and every one of you for being here tonight. And we're not into shelf development here, me and Scott. We're into self-development. And the difference is you watch this and then you put it away and you don't do anything with it. That's shelf development. Self-development is where you now take the practical steps that you've learned from this and actually do something about it. And if you want to do more about it, boop, 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 boop. Scott's going to tell you what you can do. Hit it, Scott.
I was reading the comments there. It's like, I love your energy. I always thought I had high energy until I presented with Susana, and I feel like that boring person in the background. So anyway, look, I think for me, just a couple of things. One is, I love this saying by Nelson Mandela: money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. And a lot about what we're sharing is freedom. On my side, on the financial side, the freedom solution for us is the 7 pillars. It's about making money while you sleep, owning assets which are hassle-free, simple and safe, having access to the knowledge of the top 1%, having access to the partners of the top 1% so you can navigate the uncertainties, having time freedom, diversifying across countries, currencies, assets, partners, and time, and protecting your wealth, and having a plan B and peace of mind. And what we've done is we've married together those 7 pillars of wealth with everything that Susana shares around the energy, the manifesting, and actually turning it into reality. So we're super excited to share with you 2 different options. The first is what we're calling the Abundance 2025 package. And the second is the VIP Abundance. I'll explain the 2 now. So in the Abundance 2025 package, there's 2 parts to it. You've got the mindset, the visualization, and creating the reality you want. And Susana is going to provide people with 2 tools that can actually help you. So you've got mini manifestation and you've got money manifestation in terms of that process. Then on the investing side, so the investing, the knowledge, the partners, strategy, and passive income, we will be taking people on the 30-day passive income challenge, which is literally helping people get results in 30 days. And then Wealth Going Global, which is a program that we built around literally knowing how to do this from a theoretical perspective. So that's the one side of the fence. And then on the other side of the fence, what we've done is that this is the tools. So you literally are given the tools here. And on this side of the fence, the VIP, is where you actually get access weekly. So Susana does a weekly spiritual medicine guided live every single week. And equally on this side, I also am going to throw in the Wealth Hackers, which is, I'll explain a little bit more just now. But in simple terms, you also get weekly sessions with me from a Q&A perspective. And so when one looks at it, there's the 2 different packages. The first is the tools. So we've given you the tools. You can use them over and over again. They're online, they're digital, they're home study to be able to get you the results that you want. And then we've got the VIP, where we've given you the tools, but you've also got us literally on a weekly basis, like different sessions, but both of us doing our thing to keep the momentum going for people. Does it make sense, Susana? Are you comfortable just in the clarity? Is there anything you want to add there? The difference between this, which is the tools, and this is the tools plus the ongoing kind of weekly rhythms.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I think is important to clarify is my mini manifestation workshop, guys, is a 3-week process. So it's so funny. Scott's got 30 days to passive income, and I've got the mini manifestation workshop, which is, there's nothing mini about it. It will blow your mind. The things that my students have manifested is crazy. But what it is it's 4 masterclasses. There's an introductory talk, and then there's 3 masterclasses after that. So once a week you watch a masterclass, and every day between the masterclasses, you get these little videos, these activation videos that literally activate your vibrational frequency and shift the way you are within this world, the way you show up within this world. So that's the mini manifestation course. The money manifestation course, which is the money mastery course, is specific tools and techniques and practices and things that you can do to just bring more wealth into your life, more like literal money into your life. And it's crazy the things that you can achieve when you do this thing. And that is just one masterclass. So that's the difference between the two. That's why they can live side by side. I was literally doing mini manifestation, and so many people said to me, "Oh, Susana, won't you do one like just focused on expanding wealth?" And I said, "Okay, cool." And I put one together. So that's the difference between those 2 courses. And then, of course, spiritual medicine, as I said to you guys, when you practice it on a weekly basis, daily basis, then that's what really shifts you. It really starts creating that vibrational frequency that makes you unstoppable. And what's great about the weekly sessions is there's always a recording of it. So every week you can listen to that week's recording over and over again. And then the next week you'll get a new one. So I think that's the thing, the bit of clarification I thought might be good, Scott, from my side.
No, perfect. And I think also something that you didn't say here that I like. One of the other courses I'm doing with you, you talk about your wheel of life, which is all the different areas. And you could actually do the mini manifestation for each area of your life. So you could do it 12 times next year. You could literally do in January, I don't know, money. And in February, you could do relationships. And in March, you could do health and, whatever in terms of that process. So we've tried to balance this out to really give you the tools. So that's on. So just to be clear, what Susana said, you've got the mini manifestation, which you can do in 3 weeks. So you can do it multiple times over the year. You've got the expanding wealth, which is all around the money side of this manifestation and understanding it. And then you've got the spiritual medicine as well, which is actually a weekly practice where you can either check in live or you can watch the recording. On the financial side, we've got the passive income challenge, which is literally helping you to literally get from A to B as quickly as possible. And we've set it up to do it within 30 days. So why join it? Well, you get results in 30 days. You achieve a passive income in 1 month. You earn money while you sleep. So you basically have your money working for you 24/7, and the challenges help you design to achieve that. You've got a step-by-step guidance. So it's someone to walk you through. I told you there's 4 steps. It takes 4 weeks. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4 until there's money flowing into your wallet. And then finally, you've got a community and accountability. So you're going to join a group of like-minded people to be able to cheer you on and stay motivated. How does it work? Well, effectively, you've got the 4 weeks. So you set up your financial goals and join the group. You KYC, you fund your wallet, you make your first investment, and you track your results, and then you celebrate and have some fun in terms of that process. And by literally following these steps, you can achieve it in 30 days. Who's it for? Well, it can be inspiring investors, people that are new to passive income and want to learn the ropes. It can be for seasoned investors looking to explore new opportunities and strategies. And it can be busy professionals. Susana spoke about time in terms of those that want to earn income, minimally with day-to-day investment. Now, if you just take all of it together and you put it all together, the value, it's worth $776. And I'm sure, how many of you, just type in the chat box, yes or no. How many of you would pay $776 if you knew that you could invest and you would be earning a passive income within 30 days? Like that we've all dreamed of that, but actually turning into reality. Who would actually pay $776 to help me and our team coach you through it so that in 30 days you can achieve it. Now, we're not going to charge you $776 because we're really wanting to make it affordable for people. We're wanting to make it accessible. And the price of it is $97. And when people say, why do you charge $97? 97 is a perfect number, and I'll tell you why. Because when people pay, they pay attention. And so our logic is $97 is a small enough amount of money to allow anyone to participate, but enough money for people to take it seriously. So that's the first thing in terms of the passive income challenge. The second part is actually how to build a globally diversified passive income. So if you want the substance, so this is where Susana kind of says to me, Scott, just give me the passive income challenge. I don't want all the detail. I don't have the time. But there are the people that do want the detail. They want the substance. They want to understand how it works. They want access to it. So how do you actually do and build passive income and portfolio growth simply and safely without making the mistakes that most people make when they're trying to do it by themselves? So we have a strategy sheet. We call it our globally diversified investor strategy sheet. And what we do in this program is we literally take you through 6 different modules. The first one is the power of clarity, understanding your why. The second one is the countries. Which countries do you invest in and why? What are the top 5 countries you want to invest in? The third one is currencies, the currency conundrum. What are the top 5 currencies you should invest in? Then it's assets. Most people don't even know this, but that secret formula by Ray Dalio, you need 15 quality assets. I take you through the different types of assets. I take you through the most recognized one, the 8 golden rules. And in simple terms, you walk away knowing what are the top 15 assets that you should be investing in. Then it comes down to partners. How do you find the right partners? Literally, you can reduce your risk by 80% by finding the right partners. And then finally, it's about bringing it all together. It's actually about having a plan. And so with time, you want to build a wealth plan. And 85% of your total results at the age of 65 is going to come down to your portfolio construction. So you basically walk away with a wealth plan and you walk away with an investor strategy sheet. This is a personalized one. It's not me giving Susana her plan. It's Susana's plan. Every single one of us has a personalized wealth plan and a personalized investor strategy sheet. And then we bring it all together with a bonus session showing you how you can use it with technology. We call it Wealth Going Global. And what's interesting is that when I wrote this book, Property Going Global, that was endorsed by Clem Sunter, it came out in 2013. This is the digital upgrade. This is the 10-year upgrade in terms of all the latest information on how to do it. Again, if you look at the value, well, in simple terms, if you take each one of these modules individually, the total value of this is over $8,000. And what's interesting is that we, again, didn't charge people $8,000, but we've had hundreds of people pay literally $497 in terms of that process. And so we brought it all together and we call it our Wealth Hacker solution. So we not only have the right information in Wealth Going Global, but we've also got asset mastery. And that alone, it's got the top 15 assets with the right partners from all over the world. And that alone is worth $15,000. And again, a couple of hundred people have actually paid just short of $2,000 for this. If you just put those two things together, the total is $2,500. $2,500. And don't worry, tonight, I'm not going to charge you. We're not going to charge you $2,500. But what's important is that would you pay $2,500 to get access to the best information when it comes to investing and building globally diversified passive income and getting access to the best partners? And remember, partners bring deals. You can have all the information you want in the world, but if you don't actually invest in deals, you're never going to get results. So something we've prided ourselves on over the last couple of months is building the Wealth Hackers, where you got access to the right information with Wealth Going Global, over $8,000 of value. Asset Mastery, over $15,000. Clem Sunter, the presentations with Clem. And by the way, I just agreed with him yesterday to do 4 new ones next year. Pretty cool, eh? Every quarter. He literally, like when Donald Trump's been in power, we're going to be interviewing him. What does it mean? Where's the world going? The 6 pillars to wealth. What does the family office do and why is it important to you? The Enneagram and wealth, knowing yourself. What did you say earlier, Susana, about Dolly Parton? And actually, it's really important to know yourself.
Get to know yourself and do it on purpose.
Yeah, well, there it is. You know, in the Enneagram and wealth, the Enneagram is the oldest profiling system in the world. It's worth over 5,000 years old. And we've now managed that with bringing it in with wealth. There's 27 different tri-types. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. You can't get it because we built it. We invented it. How do you teach your children money? I mean, how many of you would like to teach your children money? Generational wealth. What about not only teaching your children money, but being able to hand over to future generations? This is the one that most people don't like talking about, but it is actually really important. Tax structuring, estate duties, when and how. When you're building the passive income, now you're winning. And what do you actually do with it? Tax structuring and estate duties. By the way, that alone is worth $20,000. Like if you've ever gone and spoken to good tax and structuring people, and they're in one country, and now you're dealing with people all over the world in multiple jurisdictions, that alone is worth $20,000 to you. And then we actually did a wealth weekend where we brought in incredible speakers on the 6 mega trends, the Enneagram of wealth and generational wealth, and we give people access to that. And then finally, the entire community. It's over $60,000 worth of value. And you know what's so interesting? Susana, before I go any further, please just tell people what happened on Friday with Cherie and how she wanted to nickname me Robin.
This is funny, guys. This actually plays into what I was saying earlier on, that Scott has a heart that wants everybody to rise. He wants everybody to do well. He wants everybody to be happy and to have the financial stability and freedom to make decisions. And so what he does is he gives things away. He's constantly giving things away. And I was saying to him that I actually see it as a beautiful quality, that he really does want to just uplift everyone, but he does need to charge for his services and for what he does, because he deserves some energy exchange. And maybe this is a good little moment to speak about energy exchange. The thing is that we pay attention to what we pay for. When you get things for free, so often you don't actually give them the attention that they deserve. It's like, Scott, you and I were talking about it today. You were saying that you've been wanting to go paragliding and somebody gave it to you as a gift once and you didn't use the voucher, right?
Yeah. No,
and how many of you have done that?
I was given it as a birthday present, but exactly what you're talking about. It kind of got put in the drawer and I forgot about it.
Yeah. And so I'd like to know how many of you have done that? How many of you have been given something for free? Now, just be honest, have been given something for free. And because it was free, you didn't actually show up for it, or you didn't use it properly, or you didn't value it properly because you didn't pay for it. Whereas if you pay for something, like if you actually exchange money for it, you go, oh my goodness, I've paid for this. So that's the one aspect of it. Sonia is saying, Anicia is saying, true, yes. Christelle, true, yes. Spa voucher, didn't make time for it, yes, right? So this is a thing that we do. That's the one aspect of it. But the second aspect of it that I want to talk to you guys about is energy exchange. When somebody gives you of their energy and you receive that energy and you give them in exchange this beautiful loop, you know that the 8 I said to you is abundance. Now, if you flip the 8 on its side, it creates infinity. And when we start creating an energy exchange, that is the pattern of energy that starts forming in our lives. So the more we give and receive, the more there is to give and receive. And so I really encourage you guys to invest in yourselves, but also create that energy exchange, because that will amplify in your life tenfold. I'm telling you, it really, really works. It's mind-blowing how brilliantly it works. Back in the day, I paid for this myself and I showed up. Beautiful. I love that. I've given things to others that would charge their lives. None of them used the opportunity. You see, guys, you see. Okay, sorry, Scott. I hope that I answered what you were asking.
No, you did completely, and I found it uncanny because we actually haven't choreographed this. We haven't been through. So Raz has actually never even seen these slides. And the very next slide sums up what you just said. which is you can have anything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. So our philosophy when we were talking about this and how to make an abundant 2025 was not only setting yourself up for success, but actually by helping others. And equally for the two of us, I know next year is really important to you and certainly important to me. Like, I want to have an abundant year. And what does that mean to me? Well, by helping lots of other people get what they want, then I can get what I want, so in terms of that process. So what we've basically done is we put together the abundance package and we put together the VIP package. Now, if you take the abundance package, it's and again, some people talk all these high values, etc. What Susana and I have done, if you take mini manifestation, literally, if you go online right now and buy it, it costs $222 right now. It's not this is the price. That's what it costs. If you do money manifestation, it costs $111. Now, right now, if you go and do the 30-day passive income challenge, it costs $97. But what we're doing is we're offering a 2 for 1. So what I mean by that is that go and get a mate to do it, because what we found is to have an accountability partner. There's two ways to look at this. One is get an accountability partner, and you're going to probably have a far better chance of success. Another is have your husband, your wife, your friend, your mate, your partner. Or if you think of it from a money perspective, you can go and get someone to come in Harvey's with you. You can look at it whichever way you want in terms of an ROI. And then finally, Wealth Going Global. And again, that's worth $497. That's what people pay. And we're giving you two seats at that, because again, our logic is if it's your husband, your wife, your best friend, your partner, whoever, you're not only going to go on the platform and do the 30-day challenge and get a result, but if you want the knowledge and build your own investor strategy sheet, your own wealth plan, then it's important that you've got your plan and they've got their plans. We're chucking both of them in. If you add it together, literally the total value right now, if you go on our different platforms and just buy it, it's $1,500. That's what it costs. Okay, now the good news for you is that Susana and I have come together and we said, listen, let's put an amazing bundle together, amazing package for 2025 to set people up for success. Now, if you take the other side of the fence, the VIP side, it's the same, everything I just mentioned, but you actually get access to Susana's spiritual medicine guide. Okay, now that alone is worth $555. She loves her you can see 111, 222, 555. But you've got that. And then equally over here, it's the same as what I just said. And we've chucked in 2 Wealth Hacker subscriptions. So, and that gives you access to me every Friday, along with everything I just said. So over $60,000 worth of value, and you get it all in one place. Now, for us, based on everything you said right in the beginning, Susana, and energetically, we want to help people. This is the year of abundance. So it's the year 8. I'm not going to try to sound like she did, but I'm regurgitating what I've understood. And, and ultimately it's about setting people up for success. So we've created these 2 packages. We've got the Abundance 2025 package, which is all of the tools. And then we've got the VIP, which is where you got the tools and you got access to Susana on a weekly basis in her spiritual medicine, and to me on a weekly basis in terms of the Wealth Hacker Q&A. And so for you, literally, we're offering it to the first 20 people. You'll get the Abundance package at $297, and you'll get the VIP package at $497. And if you're interested, you can literally go to this link, online.wealthuniversity.org/abundance. Maybe, Susana, if you could do me a favor, I know I sent you the link, if you could just put it in the chat box for people. And just to show people what you will do when you click on that link. Okay, so what that'll basically mean is you'll go here and it'll take you to a landing page. So this will be the landing page. This is what it looks like. And if you want to choose the Abundance package, you literally click on it here. And if you want to choose the VIP package, you literally click on it here. So there's 2 buttons. Now, for me personally, like whenever I've done anything in life, I've always paid more to be close to the people that are teaching me. It's one thing to do the home study course and to learn, but it's another thing to be close to someone and be able to literally be able to get, I mean, it's a little bit unusual, but to be able to get literally weekly access in terms of that process. So if I click on this, it takes us through to the university page, and literally you can just go and buy the Abundance package or the VIP package. So you've got it available. Now, I want to share one thing that's important. So again, for me, the absolute obvious one would be to go in to the VIP, because you've got access to us the two different things that we're doing on a weekly basis. Now you can see it's launching on the 6th of December. Okay, so at the moment, when you buy it and you come into it, it's launching on the 6th of December. We're going to be populating all of the different points by the 6th of December. And whether it's the mindset, the visualization, and creating the future you want, or it's the investing, the knowledge, and everything will be here. So I'm just showing you what it'll look like when you come. So to remind you, you're going to go to this page. You literally choose which one you want. Is it this one? And remember, for all of the investing stuff, you actually get a 2-for-1 special. So it's you and a mate. You can get your mate to help you pay for this. And equally with the VIP on the investment side, you also get a 2-for-1 special. So you basically have an option. And when you do that, it'll take you through to the school page. And the school page will look like this. And you literally can just choose the package that you want. Does that make sense? Susana, does that make sense for you? Because I think it's really important just for people to understand the sequence before I go any further.
Absolutely. It makes perfect sense for me. I am conscious of time. 2 people have already said that they needed to go. So I have put the link there. We can't see the screens. Christelle is saying she can't see the screens. Scott, I'm not quite sure which screen you're wanting to see, Christelle. Is it this one? Is that what you wanted to see? Just give me a thumbs up if it is. But in essence, Scott, I think you've covered pretty much everything. Sorry, my kitten is going crazy. She's so excited that I'm home that she won't move away from me, which is making me nervous because there's candles lit. But I think you've covered everything.
I think before we go to VIP, there are some 2 questions. There's a couple more things that are important. So as I've already said to people, you can go buy all of this stuff. It'll be there tomorrow morning. You can go and buy all of this stuff individually. If you do that, the abundance package is about $1,500 if you want to go and buy it all individually. But Susana and I have come together. We've never done this before. We've come together and we've literally put it all together. We believe these are the pieces of the puzzle you need to have an abundant 2025. And we put it as a package for $297. And then if you want the bundle and the package, plus you want access to Susana's spiritual medicine, and you want access to the entire Wealth Hacker community, plus me on a weekly basis, then you've got the VIP. And again, that's worth $2,700, which you're getting for $497. And just to be clear, that's an 80% discount on the abundance package, and it's an 83% discount in terms of the VIP. So 80%. That's what it is. And what's important as well is that whether you want the tools, so you can literally go to the link, online.wealthuniversity.org/abundance, and you can go and get the tools. You can buy them in a bundle. If you want access to the tools, the VIP, where you're getting the tools, plus you're getting us working together, then that is the opportunity. We're launching on the 6th of December. The 6th of December. But I'm quite excited about this, Susana, because this was your idea. So for the first 20 people that literally join, they're going to get a bonus extra live session where we're literally going to take them through this year, before next year, and set them up for success. And you were talking about people writing down their goals, etc. And I know you actually had a lot more planned tonight. It's amazing how fast time goes.
Yeah.
In terms of like setting yourself up for success and manifestation and goals and everything else. And I don't want to give away too much. It's a secret for the first 20 that join us. But I'm super excited about you and I collaborating before people go on holiday, but making sure that they set up for success so that they know they go into next year winning. But we want to do it in a small group, so we can only offer it to the first 20 that join us. Talk to us a little bit just around your idea, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm so excited about that. I wish I had hours and hours and weeks and months and years with you guys. Oh, the things we could do, guys. But obviously there is limited time. And because I was so strict with Scott, and I said, Scott, you've got 30 minutes. And then I try to stick to 30 minutes. So, and I think our introduction was a little bit longer. And of course, going through all of these options that you're going to get took a little bit longer. We didn't have the time to fully go into it. But one of the things that is so important is setting up a clear vision. What do you really want? And how do we set that vision up so that you have the best possible chance of succeeding? I have posted the link like 10 times. I'm not sure what's going on because
yeah, it's not, you're putting it in. There we are. I've put it into everyone.
You guys got it?
You're only putting it in for the panelists. Hang on, I'll do it for everyone. Just keep going.
Oh, dear.
There we are.
Oh, me, oh my, guys. Mi scusi.
It's in for everyone.
It's there. I'm so sorry, guys. That was me.
For people watching the recording, I mean, you can see the link on the screen. You can literally write it in. And also, if you're watching the recording, we'll send an email and the link can be, below the video.
Yeah, but guys, for those 20 people, then I'll actually go through what I was going to go through today of setting up that vision, and I'm super excited about it. I have joined. Oh, by the way, can I tell you, when I do Q&As, guys, everyone becomes a rock star in my Q&As. I go, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the whatever course that you're doing with me, please welcome Fiona. And the crowd goes wild. And then you come and you do your Q&A. But it's really a lot of fun. It's very high vibration. It's very like impactful, but also informative and action-filled. And I think that's where Scott and I really meet each other, is that we want to give you guys things that you can do, take action now, but that it's high vibration, that you're having fun. Even if you end up walking through the dark night of the soul with me, guys, you will end up having fun doing that. So yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you so much to each and every person that has shown up with us. Scott, do you maybe want to stop sharing for a moment and we can say thank you to everyone? Does anybody have any questions before
I was going to say, just before we go to that, we need to answer a few questions here. So Sonia said, is this a one-time payment or monthly? So it's a one-time payment. So you pay it once, and then you've got all of the resources that we've said. And for some of the things like the spiritual medicine and the wealth hackers, it's a 12-month subscription. So you're getting all of that, we're basically at Abundance 2025. We're setting up for 2025.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
Scott, the only thing that isn't repetitive is the mini manifestation. So you get to do the mini manifestation once, but everything else is repetitive. And the money mastery, you can watch that as many times as you want.
Perfect. Then for Trevor, said, yeah, Tracy and I need your help to join. So Trevor, that's fine. I'll send you a message when you and I are on the mastermind together. So I'll happily help you with that in terms of that process. Someone also asked, and I know Susana, you and I were on stage with Real Success, and they actually paid for, wealth hackers upfront for a year, etc. If that's the case, just reach out to us. We'll make a plan, because I know we've packaged a whole bunch of things together here. And what you could do is you could extend, for another, you're getting extra time, plus you can bring a mate in, etc. So there's a lot of value in terms of that overall process to be able to help you get going. So just reach out to us, or if you want to, just literally put a message, you can private message me or whatever in the chat box. I'm happy to help you. Richard said, very interested, just saturated at the moment. So Richard, I think this is really important. And I'd love you, Susana, to talk to us a little bit, because you were quite hard on me, because I like to, if I take wealth hackers, it's everything I've learned in 28 years, here it all is. And people are like, oh my, wow, saturated too much. Talk to us about how we want to do this next year to kind of piecemeal it and just keep it simple and, quite frankly, safe for people, so that they don't have to try and chunk and do everything in January. That's the most important thing, is that it's the whole thing. And I'd love you to talk to it, Susana, because you've given me quite a lot of constructive feedback that I always make people try and eat an elephant in one sitting.
Yeah, it's for me, that's overwhelming, guys. So for me, I think if I'm doing one masterclass a week, like one good masterclass a week, like one hefty, chunky masterclass a week that's going to drive me forward. And then I'm spending maybe half an hour a day on something that is going to drive me forward, that is outside of the millions of other things that I have to do, that is manageable for me. And so with everything that I do, that is my kind of intention for you guys. And so what I would do is I would start with the 30 days passive income challenge, or start with the mini manifestation challenge. Don't do them at the same time, because then you are going to feel overwhelmed, right? But if you start with one of them and you focus that month on that, like whether it is the 30-day passive income challenge or the mini manifestation course, you can decide which order you want to do it in, right? And then you do the next one. And then you do the money manifestation workshop. And that's just one session. It's one evening, one masterclass. And then you start adding the little bits of extra things. By that stage, you're building on something and you're not overwhelming yourself. My whole thing is just every day, do one thing that moves you closer to where you want to be going. And if you're trying to eat an elephant in one go, it's just you are going to feel overwhelmed and you are going to feel like this is way too much and I can't get through it. And that's not what I want for you. I've been Scott, because Scott just is like, let's give them everything, and I'm like, no, let's please not give them everything. Let's give them what they need to get going and build on consistently. And by doing that, by building on consistently in chunks rather than overwhelm, then you're going to create the lasting change that you actually want. Because otherwise I've done this a million times, guys. So I don't know how many of you are with me that you've done this. You're like, yes, I'm signing up for this and this and this. And then it's like, oh my God, there's too much. I'm just not going to do any of it, right? I'm sure some of you have done this. I definitely have done it before as well. So the best practice that I've found, and I've looked at Mind Valley, the way they construct courses. I've looked at Gaia. I've looked at all of these different platforms that are super, super successful. And the reason why I've looked at them is because I want to optimize like learning for my clients and my students and my community. And I want them to feel like they have some sense of breathing space, some sense of la dolce fa niente, and still learning and growing and moving through. So if you're going to come on the journey with us, my theory, the way I do things, is that I want you to consistently be growing in chunks and not be sitting down at a buffet that has this entire elephant that you have to sit down and finish in one course. So that's my way of doing things, guys. Richard, me, but I'm doing them all. Well, Richard, how is that working for you?
Well, I believe Richard's saturated with the business launch and some other programs.
Exactly.
But there's three things I want to add to what you just said. The one is for Richard. You were quite specific with me because, this is the first time we've bundled our different products together to put them in a package to help people win, because our logic was by working together, we can really help people get results. We knew that some people couldn't do it in 1 month. Like that's why we took the whole of 2025. But you did say to me as well, we can't be talking abundance and stuff in January of 2025 because again of the change in the years, basically. So this package has been put together with the intent of now getting people set up. So even if Richard was busy now and you only wanted to get started in March, okay, if you wanted to save yourself 80% plus, then you can literally get it now. You can get a friend on board and you can get started in March or even June, whatever date it is, you can get yourself set up. And by the way, when you pay attention. So if you paid, you're going to do it. It's much more of a commitment than in June next year. I'll go and do it. Well, in June, you can do it. All of these packages exist. You can go online, you can buy all of them. But the price is 80% plus more. So that's my first point. My second point, which I think is really important, is what you just said, Susana, in terms of being able to do one step at a time. Now, I know certainly for me on the financial side, that's why I offer the Q&A every single Friday. So someone can come and say, okay, Scott, should I do the 30-day challenge first, or should I do Wealth Going Global? Or I got a question on partners. You basically got me mentoring you through the whole process, because I'm live. If you take the VIP package, I'm live with you every single Friday, albeit I'm not there tomorrow, as an example. My son's got his graduation or whatever. And so one of my teammates will be there. But it'll either be me the majority of the time or one of my teammates every single Friday, so you can have that guidance. And what I'm trying to back up what you're saying, Susana, is that you can kind of help people take that journey. They don't have to worry about doing it all. They can take it piecemeal in terms of that process.
For sure.
And then the last thing is, and Angelina said it, ended 2023 and started 2024 with everything, blah, blah. We hear that all the time. I mean, Susana and I stand on stages around the world. We these multi-speaker events, people go and buy like 6, 7 things and they do nothing. And I just want to be very clear. Like, I've got no intent in selling people products. Like, no disrespect, but $297, $497, not really going to change Susana and I's lives like much at all. Really, it's not. And what would irritate me is if people pay for it and they don't get results, like they don't actually get what they're out there to try and achieve. So what we've tried to do is think it through in a logical way so that people can do it step by step. They can take time. I mean, you can do this whole thing in 3 months if you want, easily. But we haven't. We've said space it out over 12 months so that you actually win. And I just think those 3 things are very, very important in terms of that process. Christelle said, can I suggest something? Oh, there, you said, sure. Yes.
So she's talking about frequency code meditations and tapping. So I am actually a tapping practitioner. So I've done my level 1 and 2, and then practitioner in tapping. It is like I use a lot of different techniques that you will be able to use, and if you find that those things work for you, then you must absolutely use them. But I also invite you to just be open to some new techniques and new practices that you can incorporate into whatever you already are doing, Christelle.
So she said yes, of course, yes. So as we wrap, I'd like to know if anyone's got any further questions. I just want to see if there's any further questions. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize what we've discussed and kind of the next steps, and then Susana and I will sort of finish it off with a final thought. So has anyone got any final questions for us? I know it's been a very long day for you, Susana. You've been up since early and traveled and been on airplanes and everything. So I just want to manage your energy in terms of that process. So is there any other questions in terms of it? Angelina, I'll see you in the Q&A. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah. So let me sum it up for you in terms of where we're at. I remind you, you got the abundance package. It's $297. It's an 80% discount. And what are you getting in terms of the mindset, the visualization, and the creating the reality that you want? Firstly, you got the mini manifestation, and you've got the money manifestation. So 2 courses around manifestation. You've also got the investing, the knowledge, the partners, the strategy, and the passive income. So this is all about investing. You've got the 30-day passive income challenge, which is about literally making money in 30 days. And you've got Wealth Going Global, that is a course of substance to give you the substance if you want to know how to get the right information, the right partners, etc. So that's on that side of the fence. On the other side of the fence, you've got the VIP abundance, and that has everything I just said. And for the mindset, you've got the weekly access to the spiritual medicine. So you're checking in all the stuff that Susana's talking about. You're literally getting to experience it on a weekly basis. And then equally on the investing side, you've got actually access to our Wealth Hackers, which is our business class. Quite frankly, it's where all of our different knowledge products are. And you get me on a weekly basis every Friday. So you've got Susana on a Wednesday and me on a Friday in terms of in terms of being able to check in. If you're interested, you literally go to this link, online.wealthuniversity.org/abundance. And for the first 20 people, they get a bonus session with us. So Susana, thanks for putting the link in terms of where they're actually at. And as Richard said, thanks to Scott and Susana, they're both great offers. Look, I've never done this before. So I've never worked with Susana before. I've dreamed. I mean, I told Susana when we were sitting in September at this event, I've always dreamed of bringing multifacets together, because most of us are out there trying to find all this information all over the place. It was like, well, what about if we just bring it all together so that people can literally go from one step to the next in terms of that process. So Graham, well done.
Graham is saying that he's paid 10 minutes ago. Yay, welcome.
Brilliant. No, it's really exciting. So, I hope for Graham's sake, he made the first 20, because I can see there's lots of people coming in, which is great. And what I would say, the final thing is that even if you don't make the first 20 and you think a friend would be interested in this, if you think like a business person, and if you think as an investor, you can literally go to your friend and say, hey, listen, there's 2-for-1 special here. Like, come in and pay half, and I'll pay half, and we get 1 ticket each. And I'm just telling you, if you want to think of it from an ROI investment perspective. So Susana, I want to I'll stop sharing. I'll bring it back, and we'll finish with sharing, just so people have everything on the screen. But your final thoughts in terms of this evening. I know it's been something we've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for people. I know that it's end of year, and I know that people are like, oh, I just want to finish the year. But I think that it's also so beautiful to create a vision before you finish the year, because that then allows you to truly have a holiday. If you've got a clear vision of what the next year is going to look like, you can literally close that laptop and chill, knowing that you're going to come back and you already know what you're going to start doing in order to make that vision a reality. And so I know so many people that go, oh my gosh, I wish I'd done that 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, I wish I'd started, back then. So if not now, then when, guys? Literally, like, if not now, then when? And with this, the way that we've created it, it literally supports you starting no matter when you want to next year. There's no pressure, but you take advantage, you make the commitment, and that means that you're already winning. You're already on your way to creating that experience, to attracting that experience into your life. And so that is my invitation. Like, just give yourselves the gift of saying, next year, 2025, 2024 was challenging. 2025 is going to be a foundational year for the rest of my life. I am going to build all of those beautiful foundations and start building up for true lasting wealth and abundance in my life, because I really want that for you. Because what is money? What is money, guys? Money is just an energy, a frequency that allows us to live life on our own terms. That's what it is. Money allows you to live life on your own terms. It allows you to choose what kind of food you eat. It allows you to decide where you're going to live. It allows you to decide what clothes you're going to wear. It allows you to decide how often you want to travel. It literally is a tool, an energy that you can use to create the kind of freedom of choice that you want in your life. And I want all the freedom of choice that life has to offer for you. So that's what's exciting me. I'm loving working with Scott. He is very practical and very pragmatic. I am a whirlwind, and I'm a whirlwind, guys. I'm the universe. I am energy. I like come in and I go, yeah, and I sweep everything up. And yes, there are practical tools and techniques. Don't worry, you won't get left behind. But I think the combination of us is a beautiful balance. And I think that it will give you something truly unique and very, very valuable. So I really am so excited for everyone who has signed up and for everybody else who has not decided yet. If not now, then when, my darlings? When? That's my question. That's it, Scott.
No, awesome, Susana. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone online, and I want to thank you as well. I mean, we've worked on this for 3 months. I had numerous conversations. So I'm really excited that we are out there and doing it, and starting on the 6th of December. So it's super exciting. So come and join us in terms of that journey. And I kind of want to back up what you said, Susana. And I talk a lot of, they talk about in a human, you kind of got Hell Island and you got Heaven Island. Okay. And we kind of, most of us, or sitting in our little own hell, and we're kind of looking at Heaven Island and going, oh, we really want to be there. Things like time, freedom, and health and money and everything in between. And my opinion is that what we're offering people now is the ability to be the bridge between Hell Island and Heaven Island. And what I mean by that is you can make a choice today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever you're listening to the recording, and you could literally go, I'm going to go into Christmas with no plan and no partners, and I'm going to be frustrated because, as you said, this year's gone by like that. And I had all these like New Year's resolutions in January, and I haven't actually achieved them. And I'm going to hope that next year is going to be different. I'm going to have all these New Year's resolutions, but in my heart, I'll know it won't change because I'm going to do the same thing and it won't change. Or I could go into Christmas with knowing I've got the tools, I've got the plans, and I've got the partners to help me achieve it. And that's a geometric shift. And fine, everything won't have changed for you, but you're going to Christmas with a peace of mind knowing that you've got the tools, you've got a plan, and you've got the partners. And that's what I joke with people. You know, you go to Christmas kind of still living on Hell Island, or you can actually cross the bridge to Heaven Island. And I want to just thank you for you being part of it, Susana, and sharing with people how they can cross that bridge. To everyone who's been online tonight, I deeply appreciate your time. We both appreciate your time. We know it's the most valuable asset that you've had. So I want to finish with a little game. For those of you who are online, okay? So on the count of three, literally on the count of three, you're not allowed to do it before I get, so I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. And only on the count of 1 do you actually do it, okay? So I'm going to ask you for one word that summarizes the last 2 hours of this masterclass. So one word that summarizes the last 2 hours, okay? And you just type it in the chat box. It's really, really interesting. So 3, 2, 1. Go. What are those words? I want to see them. We've got exciting. We've got magnificent. We've got universal, awesomeness, believe, empowering, awesome. Brilliant. Well, thank you to all of you. It's a bit of fun, inspiring, awesome, peace. What else have we got here? Come on, to all of you. I want to see what your word is. So, inspiring. Excellent. Well, I'm glad, Susana, that we've added some fun. We've provided inspiring, peace, awesome, inspiration, empowering, belief, universal, magnificent, exciting, energized.
Energized.
Hopefully that's a great way to not only end off tonight, but also end off the year for everyone in terms of this process. To those of you who've joined us, we really look forward to going on this journey with you. And that is the two different offerings.
Stop sharing.
No, I want to share on purpose because I want to finish off for people to know that that's the abundance package, that's the VIP package, those are the prices, those are the discounts, and that's the link in terms of everyone. So thank you for your time.
You're sharing something else, Scott.
What am I sharing?
I don't know, 8 social trends. Well, while Scott figures out what he's sharing, guys, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Thank you for investing this time in being with us. I am so excited that we are going to get to be with you guys for an extended period of time. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And thank you, Scott. Thank you very, very much for having me here with you. And to my community, yay! And to Scott's community, yay! Welcome, everybody. And yeah, just so beautiful to connect. I hope you guys all have a beautiful evening.
Cool. Cheers, everyone. Bye then.
Bye.